Hi, Capricorn, and welcome to your Messages from Heaven Timeless Tarot reading. This is a very special tarot reading, and it's one that I've been thinking about for a few months actually. And I feel like I'm finally ready to do it, and it actually came to me. So, anyways, we're going to look at 4 different energies from your passed on loved ones. And this is timeless in the ultimate sense of something being timeless because time only exists on the earth plane. So it doesn't really matter when you're viewing this video. Your loved one can come through any one of these portals that we open for this reading. Okay, so if you're watching this, right after I publish it, your loved one can come through. If it's 2 years from now, your loved one can still direct you to this reading and come through one of these portals that most represents their personality when they were incarnated and the messages that they want to give you. So, with that said, I just want to let you know how I read this so that you understand. I do not talk to dead people. I don't get visions, nothing like that. I don't hear things. For me, whether it's a reading like this or a love reading, it doesn't really matter. It's the energy that I'm sensing. And somehow there's something inside of me that can decode that energy or understand it. So that's the best description I can give you, is that I sense their energy, and from that I can deduce the message. Okay, they're not speaking to me, so I don't know that I have that particular gift. So Capricorn, let's see what energies are coming through for you guys. Who wants to give Capricorn messages? All right. Okay, so we have the King of Cups here. So this is a masculine energy. A more of a dominant masculine energy. So to me, this is definitely a man at least 20 years of age or older. I know with the king, pushing it to 20 is, stretching it a bit, but for the context of this particular reading, the king can represent a male energy anywhere from 20 years of age, to 110 years of age. This is just really talking about this particular person's personality. So this male could be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer because it is the Cups card, or they could have just really embodied the elements of, a water energy person. Now with this was a man who was very wise, very intuitive, but on the same side of that, he was extremely playful and fun and, just a really nice energy to be around. For some of you, just because this is the back portion, I feel like this male energy maybe turned their back on you at some point in life, or wasn't there for you the way that you wanted them to be. So honestly, this is the first time I'm getting a message like this, is where for some of you, this King of Cups was a very strong, sturdy energy in your life. And for others of you, there's connection here, but somehow, some way, it's like this king turned his back on you or left your life, or when he transitioned, you guys weren't speaking, or maybe things were even not on the greatest of terms, okay? So that is the first energy that's coming through. The second energy that is coming through is, this is more of a masculine energy to me. So this is either a male, and this could be a male in his teens, all the way up to about age 30, maybe 40, but, you know, more like 30. And if it's not a male, it's going to be a female who is very masculine and has a much more of a dominant personality, okay? And this being air, it would most likely be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or a person that really embodies those traits of an air individual. Now, this person, there was two sides to them, okay? There's this side where they're more of a fighter than they are a lover, and they, you know, put their emotions in the back seat. But on this side, and to me this is like, you know, when they were transitioning out of this life, they had softened some. So this is a person who, you know, isn't really emotional, not like this guy. This is probably somebody who really like pushes you away, you know, but again, towards the end, before they transitioned, their energy had really softened. So this is somebody that I feel was kind of more like a cactus type of energy, you know, not to say they weren't lovable, but I feel like when they were mad, like they were mad, and you better watch out. And it almost was, you know, they could be a detriment to others or even to themselves with some of their behaviors, okay? But that energy definitely softened, and before they transitioned, they were really trying to mend relationships or anything, you know, that was just kind of left undone, and coming into a different perspective, and now becoming more in tune with our emotions. So you guys are coming out with male energy. And then now here we have this King of Swords, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius again, or somebody who embodies those traits. Now this particular king, again, this is a male energy between at least age 20 or older, most likely older. And so with these male or female energies that come out, it could be anybody, okay? It could be your mom, your dad, your sister, your grandma, your aunt, your uncle. We're creating portals of energy, and all consciousnesses that are most aligned to the portals we are creating here will come through. So with this king, this is a person who is very honest, okay? And chances are, if you truly cross this king, betray, stab in the back, this king will never ever forget that, okay? Doesn't mean the king won't let you back in, but will never forget what you did. For some, this king will completely cut you out of your life. This is the type of personality. Now, on the flip side of that, if you've always been honest and true to this king, you are guaranteed that this king will have your back to the end, okay? This is a very honest person. And, you know, they could have been like an accountant in the judicial system somehow, some way, law enforcement, you know, this is just somebody who's very clever. And it's not that they don't feel emotion, but it's the logic of their mind that directs them more, okay? Also, they can be incredibly stubborn. Wow, and so now we have, and you know what, this is the Queen of Swords. We also, if I had pulled another card, we would have the Page of Swords. So it's just like the family of swords here. So now we have this feminine energy. This is the Queen of Swords, and she could be age 20 or older. Again, with the Queen, I feel like she's older, but that doesn't limit, you know, to a younger person. It's just you've got to decide if the traits that I'm speaking of are, you know, talking about your loved one or not. So with this queen, she's going to always tell you like it is. She is straight up, straightforward, 100%. She's not going to sugarcoat. She might seem a little bit harsh in her words, but she's not doing it to be malicious or with ill intent. She's just straight up. And much like the King of Swords, if you cross her, she is not going to forgive you, and she might even seek revenge, okay? So that's this energy. But again, she's an honest person, just like him, coming through this side. So let's see what the most important message they want to give you. If they could tell you one thing. So this King of Cups wants you to know, my death was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to guilt. So, however this king transitioned, he wants you to know that it was like you don't need to hold on to any hurt or worry. Even like if it was like just a bad accident or some sort of like disease that lingered on for a while, he's good now. And he says, when I transitioned, I didn't feel it in the sense that you think I did. I was finally relieved of the pain. I was happy to let go. So please, don't hurt for me and what I went through and how I transitioned. Please don't hurt for me because I'm okay now. And, in the larger scheme of things, in all the lives this king has lived, this was such a little tiny experience, this, transition out of this life. And he's saying you are making it a much bigger deal than it actually was for him. And it's causing you pain. And he says you don't need to hurt because I'm not hurting. So this Knight of Swords wants you to know, I am so much better now. And just the contrast and energy from this to this, I feel for this Knight of Swords, this was just a very challenging life for him or her. Like I said, this could be just a very masculine female, but it was just a really difficult life, like fitting in, knowing their place, and now, like, they're happier, honestly. Like, this was just a big challenge, this life for them. And, I am so much better now. Like, they want you to know all the shackles that you remember them having, like, that does not exist for them. That was part of the costume for the role of this life. And now, they've transitioned into the non-physical, and they can see things from a whole different perspective. And this King of Swords wants you to know, life is a series of choices. Choose love. I feel like he's saying that to you, not that he didn't love, but I don't feel like he was as expressive about it as he would have liked to be. And times I feel like he did make the choice of cutting himself off from love and connection based on a belief or, something along those lines. And he is telling you, choose love. Don't be like me in that aspect. If I could have changed anything, I would have been more loving to those that I did love. Okay? So, I love it. This Queen of Swords, Miss Straightforward, No Nonsense, says, I've become one of your guides. Beautiful. I don't think much more needs to be said about that. So she is hanging out on the other side for a while, okay? So is he. These two, I don't know, we have to draw more cards. I get some really strong energy about, next life plans or what they're doing, but I'm not getting that so much just yet for you guys and the loved ones that are coming through for you. So let's pull a tarot card for clarity about this message that they want to give you, the most important message. Yeah, so this is the King of Cups. This is the Tower. For some of you, his passing was very tragic, very sudden, very unexpected. It was an accident of some kind. And, again, back to, listen, I didn't suffer the way you think I did. Some of you, this is like cancer or some disease that just came out of nowhere and it took him out really quickly. And it's like his death kind of scattered things in the earth plane, like left a lot of things undone, maybe. But he's saying, don't worry about me. I'm good now. And so this... this Knight of Swords has said, I learned, and I'm so much better now, that, ego and pride isn't everything. And I wish that I would have sacrificed those things so that I could have had a better understanding of the human experience, this life. So he gets that, okay? These are major arcana energies. So, that was like a life lesson. That was part of their journey. And, it was unavoidable. Because to me, the major arcana are the destiny of our experience. And the minor arcana is the free will and choices that we make. But, yeah, their lives... just the way everything happened for both of them is, it was ordained, it was destined. It wasn't just some fluke or some accident or a waste or anything, it was what their soul was working on this lifetime. Yeah, look at this. Interesting that this guy is very honest, because I'm getting a couple different messages now. So for those of you who this, male energy was very honest, very true, this is him saying to you, choose love. Do not choose to be dishonest. Don't hurt the innocent, meaning don't take advantage of anybody, not in romance, not in life. Don't manipulate people's emotions. Always walk a straight line, because the wrath that you pay when you take advantage of the innocent or the weak is so much greater than you realize. And, we don't realize sometimes when we're harming other people, but he's really bringing this to the forefront. Like, always be honest. Keep it really honest. Now, for some of you, I feel like who this is representing for you, he portrayed that of a very honest individual, but either right before his passing or after his passing, like there was things that were found out about him and it was shocking, okay? And he's telling you, yeah, I recognize that, and I want you to choose love. Don't choose what I did. Don't make that same choice, okay? And for this Queen of Swords, yeah, she definitely was not somebody who played a whole lot in life, okay? It doesn't mean she didn't do things for enjoyment, but she was definitely very serious, very focused. She was a leader somehow, some way. And it was hard for her to be playful for herself, to break away from her responsibilities. This is definitely a feminine energy who had a great deal of responsibility in her lifetime, and she took it incredibly serious. So now that we've seen that, we're going to pull another card to add to this message. All right, our King of Cups wants to add, we are so connected. So his energy is still very much with you, okay? I don't feel like he is a guide like over here. I feel like his energy is just like walking with you, like he's experiencing your human experience through your eyes, even though he's in the non-physical, if that makes sense. I feel like that's what he's trying to tell you, and you know that. You feel him. And the Knight of Swords says, I see all of your thoughts. So everything you think and feel about him, he knows. And it's like, I almost feel like he's saying, you can't hide it from me now. I don't know why he wants you to know, why he's saying that though. You know what? Whatever you think about him, he will show you confirmation that he knows that you're thinking about him. Okay, so keep your eyes open for that. Aww. King of Swords. We will be together again. This to me is not that he will reincarnate this lifetime. He is saying to me that he stays in the non-physical until you transition, and you guys are definitely have another life to live together. Totally not completed at all. So that's really beautiful. You know, if this is somebody who really hurt you, he's saying like he knows he was wrong. And you guys are going to have another incarnation for him to right those wrongs, that energy, the way you suffered because of him, his choices or his lack of emotion, you know, something along those lines. You know what? For some of you, it's almost like this person did something really illegal. Maybe even something against you. Or maybe somebody did something quite illegal against him, maybe even took his life. He's telling you, you know, this isn't it for us. You and I are going to be together again. Oh, and this beautiful Queen of Swords. I send you loving signs through nature. So she's your guide. And believe me, she is as serious and non-physical as she was in the physical. She is still maintaining this Emperor energy. This is a very dominant, masculine female. Doesn't mean that she wasn't cute and whatever. It's just saying she's a very strong, independent woman, man, and just a great deal of responsibility. And she's one of your guides now, and she is sending you signs and synchronicities. Really pay attention to that, okay, Capricorn? So I'm going to pull, this is some more to add to this message, but also some just extra special things they want to say to you guys to make this even more personal so that you know that it's them. But I'm going to pull 2 cards for this from two different decks. So we'll leave them face down while we get the others ready. Okay, let's see what our King of Cups has to say. Awakening. Look at the pattern in your relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. This is like dad energy right here. He's like calling you out in a sense. He's like telling you, you know, it's time to have a shift in your perception and your understanding about relationships, you know, all relationships, friendships, family ships, romantic ships, all of it. Because he's saying there's a sadness in your heart, in your life, and it's an energy that you're attracting to yourself without the conscious awareness of it. And he is saying, you know, look to the patterns in your relationship, and you know, you'll see what you need to change about yourself, about your energy, your frequency, to improve this experience overall. And you know, him saying that we are so connected, you've got to hear him in your ear. Like this guy, he's saying, you know, I don't speak unless it needs to be said. Damn. So, pay attention to Pops here. I don't know if he's your dad or not. That's just the way I feel his energy. He's like, you know, I don't say anything unless it needs to be said. Like, I don't get on your ass. I'm not drama. I'm not any of that. Oh, wow. And Miss Queen of Swords is backing him up. She's saying, damn right. So some of you, I feel like these two are connected. You know, this is general, so maybe all of these you relate to, or maybe just one of the energies, but because of that, these two are connected, and she's saying, yes, you listen to him. All right, let's see what the Knight of Swords has to say. Union and actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. Oh my goodness. So he's saying that actions do speak louder than words. And, you know, he wants to, like with union, I feel like for many of you, this was like a relationship, a romantic relationship. Not for all of you, okay? But for many of you, I feel like it was. And you just were kind of left feeling like he was very selfish or maybe even abusive to you. And like whatever you went through with him, it really traumatized you. And he's saying that he wants you to heal so that you can connect with others and have love and peace in your heart and not have any fear. And he is telling you, if you learned anything from me, always pay attention to somebody's actions. That tells the truth of their intention and what they're doing. Don't listen to their false words like you did to my false words. Like this guy, he really feels bad about who he was in this life, like how he treated the people that he loved. Because with this, he really did love you, okay? Whether this was a romantic partner or otherwise, he really did love you and was so much more connected to you than he ever let you know. And again, it's because he was not really connected to his emotions this lifetime, but he wants you to know, like, always pay attention to somebody's actions and energy over anything that they are saying to you. And he feels very protective over you. Like, I don't know what happened here, but he feels very protective over you now. All right, so let's see what this King of Swords has to say. He says, beauty and the union of hearts. There's a connection of love that defies explanation. Oh my goodness. Wow. Some of you, this was definitely a partner, a romantic partnership. And he's telling you, like, I feel twin flame, to be honest with you. And he's telling you, like, we're going to be in love again. And it's going to be more beautiful than it was this lifetime. You know, either he was shady or you were shady. Something went down that wasn't so good, or there was an outside influence that was shade. But he's saying, you know, there's another lifetime ahead that is going to be very beautiful. And you guys will be connected, you know, for the remainder of your life, this life. And also with this, you know, he's telling you, don't stop seeing what's beautiful about being alive without me, or because of what happened or what I put you through. Like, he's really saying, you know, notice all the beautiful things about life, the magic about life. It's so much bigger and greater than you know. Also with this, where this is not that twin flame, this is definitely a soulmate connection. Whether this masculine energy came through as your father, grandfather, brother, cousin, friend, you know, whatever, you guys are definitely soulmates. And the energy between the two of you, and the energy that he's extending to you from the non-physical, is just precious. Okay. Now that these cards have come out, he is not coming back to the earth plane until you guys can reincarnate again together. This guy, the King of Cups, I feel like he's kind of off on something else. Like, he's not, it's not all about the earth experience for him right now. Okay. The Knight of Swords, I think he is growing in the non-physical. There's just a lot of unresolved energy there. He's definitely waiting for you. And now let's see our Queen of Swords. When is she coming back around? So we have listening, and we have miracles and blessings. Oh my goodness. So she's saying, like, I send you loving thoughts through nature. I'm your spirit guide now. Listening, I speak to you through nature. You know, you do hear me if you're empathic, psychic, clairvoyant. You know, like, she is really just constantly communicating with you. And she says, those unexpected miracles and blessings, know that I have a hand in that. But more than that, no matter what your human experience looks like, she says everything has its gift, okay? But man, she just really wants you to know she is guiding you. And so with all of this, I have to say for her, I feel like she is something different than these other energies. She's like starseed, indigo, multi-dimensional. There is something different and special about her that is not in these energies, okay? And I don't really see her reincarnating at any point this lifetime while you are still here. If anything, like, she's a guide for you and others that have like a spiritual calling. I feel like some of you definitely have a spiritual calling, and you know, that's what she's doing. She's just such a strong, wise energy. Like, out of everybody here, like, this is it. Like, just, whew. She's still in the show, that's for sure. So let's pull some cards to get advice from them on how to help you heal and move forward. Awareness. So King of Cups is saying you need to have all your faculties about yourself in order to move forward. And with awareness, look to your patterns and relationships and awakening. I really feel like you are either going through a spiritual awakening right now, or you are about to, or he is suggesting to you for your life to improve, for happiness to come back in. It's time to awaken all your senses, physical and psychic. And then you'll be able to move forward with ease and understand and see the full picture, okay? Our Knight of Swords says, communication. Yes, if you want to talk to me, I will talk to you. He says, at any fashion, you put it out there, he will answer you. He does want to talk to you and guide you, and, you know, gosh, he just feels like more mischievous, though. Like, you know, he's not the one you want to ask serious spiritual questions to, okay? That's King of Cups or Queen of Swords over here. He is just silly. But he will answer you, he says. Because he sees all your thoughts. So you just got to open yourself up to receive his communication in return. The King of Swords says, you need to rest yourself, my sweet. You need to rest your mind. You need to rest your emotions. You need to rest your body. Rest assured in the fact that we will be together again someday, okay? He really wants you to have peace of mind and comfort in your soul and your heart, okay? He says relax, rest. And our Queen of Swords over there, she is telling you, I don't know what these disconnected relationships are in your life, but you see, you know, some heads down here, the river. She's telling you, you need to build a bridge with whoever you need to make amends with. Ooh, she's serious and stern about it too. Like, she does not want to hear it. No, she says, no. You make that bridge. You do like I would do. You make that bridge. You mend those wounds. You let the past go. Life is such a gift. It's way too short to be bitter and angry and, you know, closing yourself off to others. It's like she says, you don't know the gift. You don't know the gift this life is, and it's time to build a bridge. Some of you, this is about that, the sense of like that indigo starseed, like the higher calling, where you just don't even feel like you belong here. You feel you miss your home. And she's saying, no, you build a bridge here. Okay, you take your home frequencies and you anchor them here into the earth plane. Man, she is stern. And it's not that she's not loving, but she's stern. She's just like, no, you've got to understand this is what you need to do. This is the way forward. So that is what she says. And she, again, is guiding you every step of the way. And she says you will go far. You will go far. So, Capricorn, those are the messages coming through from your loved ones. I hope that, you know, this brought you guys some clarity. And I am so honored to be able to bring these messages to you. And I just want to give gratitude to your loved ones that did come through and allow me to look into their lives and, you know, share what they want to say to you. So thank you, everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and end this session, Capricorn. I am sending you all lots of love and light, especially those of you that are still really hurting over, you know, the loss of your loved ones. So I am wishing you guys all the best. Take care.